EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Chicago Bears. Next on Madden Football.
So much NFL history has come from within the walls of Soldier Field here in Chicago. And we're happy to return to it once again in its final chapters as an NFL stadium. Alongside my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott, and this is a matchup, Brock, that we may see many, many times in the future of this league. A couple of rookie starters leading their offenses at quarterback.
And that really does make it a measuring stick game for both of them, Kate. Rookie quarterbacks in the draft, they're always linked to each other from the moment they're tabbed the starters in their first season. And then when you get to look across and you get to play one, you know that both of them want to be the one who leads their guys to a win, because that's a victory that'll be talked about, well, for the rest of their rookie season and beyond.
Blake Groupie out and ready to send this away. And we're underway from Soldier Field. Return starts from the goal line. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. So out come the Bears, ready for their first possession. And they're brought out by a player with immense expectations and promise in the league. He was picked first overall in 2024 out of USC, Caleb Williams.
Caleb was one of the most hyped prospects ever out of college football, and I'm not speaking out of turn or any hyperbole there. It's why he was the #1 pick. And you put on his highlight reel, Kate, you can put that highlight reel against anybody the last 50 years. The way that he creates and extends plays, the ways that he can run and still sling it totally off platform and off balance all over the field. He also does it with a flair and eccentricity that is unique and really not common coming into the league as well. A superstar in the making.
At the 43-yard line.
Now here's DeAndre Swift on the ground. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Now, you'd sure love to see a little more yardage when you get into the open field, but this offense, it will take a new set of downs with that toss run.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. And they send a man in motion. Williams to throw on first. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Throwing again on second, Williams. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game, so now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Let's go.
Williams from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Fair catch the signal, and he brings it in at the 23. So now we'll get a look at the other offense as the Saints take the field. And it'll be their rookie QB who brings them out.
It's always fun, puts a smile on my face when I see a rookie leading an offense out. A lot of them look like 10-year vets with confidence and poise in the middle of that huddle, in the middle of their teammates. But let's watch his first couple throws. That's where sometimes you can see some of those nerves slipping through.
Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. This is Alvin Kamara with it. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
To the line they go. It's second down. They'll throw it into the hands of Olave. Space past the 35. And what a hit there. Ouch, she pays the price for moving the chains that time.
So many times, Kate, when I see these receiver screens, I think punt return. It's like a punt return. On punt return, it's all about those blocks. The returner's got to catch it, and he's got to feel those blockers in front of him. It's no different on a big play like this with the wide receiver screen.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Here's a give inside to Kamara. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Give on 2nd to Kamara. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Tackle made by Jaquan Brisker.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
From the gun on 3rd down. Rolling into enemy territory. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Following that completion, medical staff headed out for an injured player. We'll see what the nature of his injury is. Opening drive, about to break into field goal range. We got 1st and 10 at the 44. They'll try and throw it here. That's caught. Rashid Shaheed makes the play. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. On the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 3. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down. Throwing now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Throwing it again here. Catch made by Alvin Kamara. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 17. It is caught left side. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Kamara now on 1st and 10. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
On these 1st and 10 calls, defenses are always keyed in that a run might be coming their way. And as soon as the QB turns to give the ball, the entire defense came crashing in to bury them for a loss.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now.
Let's go.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He brings it in. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Shotgun now on third down. Catch is made in close. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's first and goal. Running back sent in motion. Is in. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. Well, Brock, we normally talk about complimentary football at some point every week. So how about the way they've begun this one, huh? Force a punt and then cash it in for 6 on their opening drive.
Do we do it every game?
It feels like it. Almost every game, yeah.
I think you're right, because that's what the NFL is about. We all know the margins are so small in this league, and the team that typically plays the complimentary ball is typically the team that wins.
That one splits the uprights. And the Saints will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Bears offense out there for their second drive of the contest. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. First and 10 now from the 30. Off the play fake, Williams. He's on the move. He's on the move. We'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
Well, that's an excellent job by the defense. All eyes on the quarterback. When you're playing a quarterback that can escape, well, even though you cover, you still got to cover down and go chase that QB out of bounds before he could get the first down.
Williams on the play action. Finds his running back, DeAndre Swift. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
First down, here's Swift. Who swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, here's Williams. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. The rookie from Texas comes up with it. He was trying to fit it into a window in the zone coverage, but by the time he let it go, boy, Brock, that lane had closed, and someone was there to make a play on it.
Now, what you're trying to do in zone coverage defensively is make that quarterback see a window that isn't actually there. And as soon as he takes the bait and sends it over the middle, well, you got 1, 2, 3 defenders all there in range to go pick it off.
Second drive coming up for the Saints offense. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Off a touchdown early and with the home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks, competitors love playing on the road when they do just this. Just quiet them, right? Turn them against their own team. Or quiet after that opening touchdown. You score another one, you're going to start to murmur, and you might even hear a few bluebirds.
No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this: it's over, over,
Completed over the middle. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
And off headed right, Kamara. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
New set of downs for him at the 38. To throw it on first down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And it sets up second down.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
Second and 10 now. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. One alligator, two alligator, three alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
They kick the running back in motion. Here he is on third and long. Completed to his running back. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates now as a receiver in the open field.
Yellow, black block, check white.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And this one is center chains. Couldn't have hit that much better.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Bears about set for their next possession. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock, but what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
Here's Swift to start the drive. And he has enough room to gain about 4. Second and 6 coming up here.
It's now second and 6.
They just get the play off. And that is how our first quarter will end, as that pass falls incomplete. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. It's a 2-score game early. Back to Soldier Field in just a moment. We're back and all set for the second quarter. Bears football. They start out with a 3rd and 6. Working from the gun, Williams. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Kool-Aid McKinstry has the INT. And the Saints, they're going to be set up in goal to go after a great return down inside the 10.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick 6. Yeah, it stinks for the offense, but that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
Got it off that interception, Brock. Let's see if they can pay that off with points. Here's first and goal. Motioning left is Olave. They'll run with Kamara. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Let's go now.
They stay on the ground with Kamara. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over it.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Running back sent in motion. 3rd and long for him here. Dialing up a receiver screen. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow. Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Devin Duvernay to return it. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Bears and Caleb Williams running out for their next drive. And Brock, I know the goal is always points every drive, but I think just as big a goal, got to play clean football here. You cannot give it away for a 3rd consecutive possession.
Yeah, we call that rebuilding some confidence in yourself as a group, right? Just to execute without the mistakes. Pros, you can shake off a turnover with ease, but back-to-back, even the seasoned vets have a little trouble getting past that.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Here we go, set.
Staying grounded with Swift. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Swift gets it on the option. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Tackled on the play by Cameron Jordan. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday, but doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
Williams will look to throw. Forced out to his right. Has his man, it's Odunze. It's a gain of 22. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Ready up.
1st down, ball at the 36.
Set up. Check go.
Out of the shotgun, again to Swift. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Carl Granderson in on the tackle.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Let's go. 60 Eagle. Go.
Here's Swift on 2nd down. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's good for a Bears 1st down.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the 1st down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down. But instead, they move the chains. And that is one disheartening look on that defense.
1st down, Williams. Pass caught by Odunze. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that gives them 1st and goal.
Good offenses, Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal.
Ready, ready. Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready, ready.
Swift has the Chicago touchdown. The Bears make it a one-score game in the first half. DeAndre Swift, the touchdown. Now Cairo Santos on to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bears get it back to within 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Return starts from the goal line. This return makes it up to the 25. The Saints ready to return their offense to the field. They managed 3 on their last drive, but down inside the red zone, disappointing not to come away with a touchdown. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. He's got Shaheed. And he gets him around 6 there. That tackle made by Tremaine Edmonds.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 4. He gets it to Juwan Johnson. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43.
Let's go now. Let's go.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Throwing now on 1st down. Gets this to Johnson. And he's going to be at midfield now as he gets out of bounds.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. They run it from the gun with Kamara. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
3rd and 4 coming up now.
Here we go.
They kick the running back in motion. From the gun on 3rd down. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
Here comes the Saints punting unit. And he sends this one straight up. He's trying to stick him deep. Fair catch called for, and he brings it in. Looks like right at about the 29-yard line. The Bears and DeAndre Swift set for their next drive. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And it's going to be Bears football. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. A give right side for Swift. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. Going run again with Swift. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Williams from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Chicago first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
First down throw by Williams. Buys time, rolling right. He takes it himself, and he'll be out of bounds just a yard or two short of that 25. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
That's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a first down, that's a big bonus for the quarterback.
Williams to throw on first. Has his man, it's Swift. Juke the defender. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. They'll have first and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Working inside the red zone. Catch is made in close. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Swift has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2. The Bears decide to call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult fourth down decision.
So now, here's third and goal. Throwing from the gun here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. The Saints calling for a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. So on fourth down, out is Cairo Santos for the Bears field goal. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. Carney's kick is good. And that cuts the lead in half, down to 3.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Saints taking the field for the final time in this first half. Holding just a field goal lead, probably going to see them play it close to the vest in the time we've got remaining. A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive.
Let's go now.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. Got his target. It's Hill. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Tyreek Stevenson getting up to track that one down. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Throwing off the play fake here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, a defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating 3rd and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12.
With the score,
So at halftime, the Saints fighting to an advantage on the road. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Reports.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. Returns looking good so far. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. The New Orleans offense ready to get to work to begin this 3rd quarter. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the 3rd. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
Here we go, set.
They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Ready? Go.
Another run for Kamara. Still finding room past the 45. And he's finally brought down up at the 48. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, Coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession, or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Not on the same page with his tight end. And now it's 2nd down.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Running behind center with Kamara. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. 6 yards to pick up there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Makes the grab in bounds left side. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
They are now set for 1st and 10. Run here with Kamara. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Back to throw now. Gets this one to Shaheed. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
When you throw that comeback route versus zone, you have to see the underneath defenders. It's frankly easier, Kate, to throw it versus man-to-man. You know where everybody is. But in zone, you better trust your eyes underneath, and when you do, there's completions like that to be had.
Here's a give inside to Kamara, and he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, Kate, sorting through traffic, seeking out a runner, that is this guy's domain, and boy, does he know how to operate in it.
Needing 10 yards now as they line up at 2nd and goal. Another shot for Kamara. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. It's a small dent, 3 yards. Still needs 7 now here on 3rd and goal.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal.
Let's go now.
Setting up a throw. And look at the footwork there, touchdown! The Saints grow the lead coming out of halftime. Chris Olave with the touchdown. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends, made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Groupie's extra point is good. And the Saints make it a 10-point ball game. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Fielded at the 14. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Bears headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Set. Go.
Out of the gun, here's Williams. Hits his target, that's DJ Moore. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Here we go.
Working from the gun, Williams. Pass complete, that's Devin Duvernay. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Trying to work quickly now.
And the Bears, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
To throw is Williams. Working the sideline, that's Odunze. And he runs out of bounds at the opposing 45. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's good for a Bears 1st down.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Escapes the pocket. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
Ready. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
Throwing again on 2nd, Williams. That's into the hands of Moore. This is ahead for about 5. That play wrapped up by DeMario Davis. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down.
Set.
Sticking in the air, it's Williams. Oh no, they get him yet again! Picked off by Tyrann Mathieu. And the Saints get it back at the 45-yard line following that interception return. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. Now Kamara. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
Even on the outer edges of this field, Kate, a cornerback making a stop behind the line, it's impressive. But in the middle third, that takes a special and fearless type of cornerback.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Taken in by Shaheed. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he's calling for a fair catch, which is made at the 33-yard line. Here come the Bears, back out on offense. And he's been the victim of 3 interceptions already in this game, Brock. Passing lanes kind of reminding me of LA traffic. Pretty hazardous throughout this game.
Yeah, just a mess and nowhere to go. And it's an awful place both on the highway, and trust me, when you're in the pocket looking at this defense too, it's miserable. Everything's been contested. Everything's been hard. No gimmies. It's a real testament to the work this secondary has done to prepare for this matchup.
They run the counter with Swift. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Take go.
From the 36. Pass complete to Duvernay. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you could find a completion just like that.
Pass caught by Adunze. And he gets across midfield and into Saints territory. They're working quickly here.
It's a game of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Saints' 45-yard line.
Second and 3. And that one's behind him. That's incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. And now they'll face a 3rd and 3.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Williams to throw on 3rd. Bails out of the pocket quick. Knocks it away. Incomplete. Couldn't find DJ Moore on that throw. And that'll bring up 4th and 3.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Williams throwing on 4th. Moore's got it. And he works this to the 38 before going down. They come through with 6 yards there, Brock, and they're rewarded with a new set of downs.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
First down, here's Swift. It is charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Here's 2nd and 7. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
3rd down, here's Williams. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And the defense is energized following that stick for a loss.
Hey, kid, I remember a few years ago talking to Justin Herbert when he was a rookie quarterback. And I said, Justin, what's the biggest difference between the college game and the pro game? And he didn't hesitate. He said the edges. The defensive ends in this league get home so fast, so much faster than they do in college. And that play emblematic of it.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead 7.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
He doesn't like what he sees, so a touchback. They're going to begin at the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
Chance here for one final play before the end of the quarter. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Into the hands of Olave. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. The Saints have it with a lead. Not a big one, though, trying to carry it through. Second and 3 now. Kamara gets it. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. He'll throw it. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Give him 3 on that game. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's a give to Kamara. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Back to throw. Completes this one to Hill. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Kamara now on 1st and 10. And they bring him down around the 34. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
It's pretty obvious this defense, man, they need more people around the line of scrimmage. But the minute you do that, Kate, you start opening up those throwing lanes. This is how balance takes apart a defense.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They stay on the ground with Kamara. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. Give him 13 on that play. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
Pass play on 1st and 10. Toward the sideline, and he locates Johnson. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Running right, it's Kamara. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal.
Here we go.
They'll run with Kamara. Is across the line for the New Orleans touchdown. The Saints go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. So great work by the running back there, Brock. He saw a little bit of space, took advantage, and he took it all the way for 6.
So good, Kate. You'll hear running back coaches say this, slow to and then explode through. And that's exactly what he did. Slow to the hole, but explodes for the touchdown.
Groupie adds the extra point. And the Saints double their lead to 14.
Bears 13.
Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Bears offense now heads back out to the field. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, set.
Williams from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
The challenge with so many sacks is it just disrupts everything in the rhythm and timing of your offense. All of these negative plays. Hey, this league and this game is hard enough when you're on schedule. All of these sacks setting you behind the chains, well, you've seen how disruptive it is for this offense.
After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. Has his man, it's Swift.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Pass cut. Oh, he lost the football. And the Saints grab it. He's out in the clear.
You know, Kate, that is just an awesome job by the defense. We talk about it all the time, pursuit and effort, pursuit and effort. Pursue, and they rip the football away, and then the effort for the big return on the fumble sets that offense up in primo position.
Here comes the Saints offense. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance.